I seem to have a habit of being at the wrong place at the right time. Let me explain. I have a friend named Sean. He's another married man. He's like I think one of my only married friends that I hang out with sometimes. Me and Sean went out to see a movie. He invited me out to see Jujutsu Kaisen. It's an anime movie. It's an anime show that's been out for a while now, and the anime is amazing. If you're into anime, I suggest you check it out. The story is phenomenal, and there's a movie. So he's like, bro, let's go check out the movie. And I'm like, I want to, but all the anime movies that have been coming out in the West, well, here, I have been watching it with my wife because that's just our thing. And I just would feel weird watching this anime that me and my wife would be watching. Actually, she was into this series, but she kind of, fell off. And it'll be kind of weird for me to go watch this movie without her. So he's like, come on, man, let's go watch it. We'll hang out. We'll have fun. And I'm like, you know what? All right, we'll go check out this movie. So the showtime was noon. I drive to the movie theater. He was there, and his other friend was there, and she was cool. I was like, oh, great. I'm kind of happy that I went because I got to meet his friend, and everything was like just an amazing morning. The movie was great. We had a great conversation after the movie. Black people, when they go to venues, we don't leave. We just stay in the parking lot and just talk about random things. So we just started talking and venting about our experience as creatives, our experience as human beings, our experiences as Black people. It just was a really dope conversation, and we were just talking in the parking lot, and it was beautiful. I miss having those type of happenstance conversations, and I haven't had one in a while, especially with Sean. I haven't really spoke to Sean on that deep level in years, actually. So I decided to leave because I had to prepare for a podcast. So a client booked my studio, and I'm like, you know what? Let me just get my studio ready for this podcast. So I went there, prepared, shot the podcast, and Sean is like, yo, hey, we're going to go to this bar tonight. It's me and a couple of other friends, and we're going to be drinking at this bar. It'll be dope, if you would come, because I'll be here. I was like, you know what? I don't know, because this was a Thursday, and I have yet to see my wife like for 31 hours. So this would be like 31 hours I haven't seen my wife, and my wife would be at work, and I just would feel so guilty that it's just like a wave of guilt. Like I'm out here having fun, chilling. I mean, I'm working, of course, but it's like I'm just out and my wife is just at work. So also it just turned into a network opportunity because while I was down there, I got word that a potential client would be in the area. So I drove down there, spoke to this prospect client, and we decided to meet at another time. So I was like, okay, great. That's awesome that I was down here and there was a potential client that I got to do a quick consultation with. And then I got to meet up with Sean at the bar. So we're at the bar and it's just a bunch of people. It's just a bunch of people that I would probably not get a chance to speak with ever. And the subject matters that we were touching on, 100%. If I were to see these people out in public or in a different time or a different setting, we would not be able to be so vulnerable. It's something about being out, drinking, having fun, and just having intellectual, deep, spiritual conversations that is so enticing that I can't understand when somebody who isn't social doesn't, I understand that some people aren't social, but at the same time, we kind of survive off of being social. Like there's conversations, tools, inventions, ideas. That's how we survive. That's how we got to be where we are. And for me, sometimes when I hear people tell me,
"Oh, I don't like to talk to people."
Just talk.
I don't like being in people's faces like that. I don't like to talk to people. I don't like to let people in my head. Like,
what are you doing? Don't you? And I get it. There are some people with medical conditions where they are antisocial or just they have so much anxiety. But I'm telling you, it is an amazing experience when you can just find somebody who you don't know and you don't want anything from them other than just to talk. It is the best. My wife, for example, she hates people. She really hates people. But if you have something interesting to say and you guys are just talking, she's the best conversations person. Like, I talk all the time. I have 31 episodes right now. If you don't know that I like to talk and you're listening to all 31 episodes so far, like, come on, bro. Like, really? I love to talk. And my wife and I, we talk about everything. My wife is literally the god of talk. We can talk all day. But when it comes to people she don't know, of course, it's just like, people get the wrong idea. She's a black woman. If we've seen that side, I have homegirls, models who try to do the being friendly and being so open, and then people get the wrong idea. So you have to protect yourself in that way. But I'm telling you, there is something so magical and beautiful about just, you're just at a bar, or you're at a coffee shop, you're at a social setting. Like, a social setting is different. Like, if you're at, I don't know, if you're at Walmart and somebody's is in the same aisle as you, you don't say, "Hey, man, it's kind of crazy day we're having," right? Like,
boy, if you don't get out of my face and let me get these towels in my cart and leave me alone, like.
Yeah. But I'm telling you, being in a social setting and talking to a complete stranger is so euphoric, especially the subjects that we were talking about. So I'm here at this bar and I'm looking at this dude. I'm looking at these other guys. And of course, I come up there. They don't know me. It is a weird vibe. It's like, oh, who's this guy? Whatever. We don't care. It's a thing about strangers, right? You can be the stranger where you try to oversell yourself. You can be the stranger. Nobody likes that guy. Nobody likes the guy. "Hey, how's it going, guys? My name is Sal, and I sell car and health insurance. You guys want anything?" And it's just like you're coming into a space, you don't know anybody, and you start selling yourself, or you start selling your services, starts talking about me, and not trying to figure out who everybody else is. I had like the best conversation that night. Not the best in the world. Like, I have amazing conversations. I had a dope conversation with my friend Edith the other day. We actually went to a coffee shop near me, and we divulged into like amazing conversation, just me and her. But the conversation with these complete strangers was about just the zombie apocalypse, something that I always think about. Ideas about our social economy, our government, just history, money, marriage, relationships, friendships, utility, people's utility. I said something like just randomly, and I was like, I'm a forklift mechanic and I'm learning as much as I can about, like motors and hydraulics and how to, operate these specific equipments and how to repair them in case of a global zombie apocalypse, where I know how to work on these specific equipment so I can be an asset. And the whole room just kind of like we're looking at each other like, "So you think like us?" Like, I'm like, "What? Oh, I thought I was the only one who thought like that." No, we actually have that same mindset where it's like, hey man, in a global panic of zombie apocalypse where the whole world turns into zombies, how will we survive? Do we know how to grow plants? Do we know how to filter water? Do we know how to tell where north, east, south, and east? Do we know how to communicate with each other? Do we know how to do we have weapons? Do we have medicine? Do we have food? Do you know how to scavenge? Do we know how to delegate? And those were the conversations that I was having with these guys. And it was amazing because it was more amazing because I actually felt less crazy, because I do feel kind of crazy having these thoughts to myself. It's like, I gotta store some more extra food. I gotta store away money. I have to do this. I have to learn and practice this. I have to understand these methods. And in my mind, I'm like, oh, this is insane. And then I'm sitting in a room with like 4 of the guys, and they're like, yeah, we think like you. It was great. It's the another fact that I want to touch on is when you step out of your comfort zone, you find amazing people and things. And I definitely was not supposed to be there that day. I was supposed to be home. My rhythm, my cicada rhythm, whatever you'd like to call it, was supposed to be, I'm tired that week. This was my long week at work. The weekend I'm supposed to enjoy it at home. The weekend I'm supposed to be chilling, maybe watching an anime on my couch. That's what I was supposed to be doing. I wasn't supposed to be out. And because I decided to get out of my rhythm and meet new people, it was an amazing experience. I was just fed more than I could even handle. It doesn't end there. So around like 1:30, 1 a.m., I left the bar, and I just felt it in my heart to actually go meet my wife at my job and to talk about this amazing experience. So it was like 1 o'clock, and I pull up in the parking lot and I see a coworker, and I address them. We just started. I just said, hey man, I'm here. Hey, what's going on, guys? Hey, what you guys still doing here? Oh, we're just chit-chatting, talking about life. I was like, hey, okay, cool. See you later. Oh, what are you doing here? Oh, just seeing my wife. I was like, okay, cool, whatever. So hung out with my wife for a little bit, and as I was leaving, I noticed the 2 gentlemen were actually still talking. So I said, you know what? Let me just pull up and see what they're talking about. Hey, what's going on, guys? You guys don't mind if I join? No, man, come on, come by, whatever. We just started talking about this almost exactly the same things that I was talking about with these other gentlemen at the bar about just life. It was the most beautiful conversation that I've had with these guys. And the thing is, at work, these conversations aren't really, you're not able to have those conversations because you're at work. You're working, you're handling daily tasks, you're answering emails, you're doing whatever you have to do to fulfill orders and the work needs. So having these deep conversations aren't something that just, hey, you want to talk about a deeper meaning to life? It was great. And it was just about being at the right place at the right time, or how I like to say, being at the wrong place, because I wasn't supposed to be there. It's like I was hacking the matrix in a way. I was not supposed to be at these venues today. The only place I was supposed to be at was at my studio, filming with my clients, and at home, maybe editing. It's just beautiful how lately I've been meeting great people who think like me. Like they think about the zombie apocalypse. Creatives, people who think outside the box. I really encourage y'all to just step outside the box, and you never know who you'll meet. All right, y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed this quick episode. And I'm hyped up. I might just film my fighting episode right after this. Well, not really film, just record it. All right, thanks y'all for listening. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Love you guys. Peace.